And pensioners at war over a 10-metre radio mast.
How would anybody like that in their back garden?
It's a carbuncle.
She stirs the shit up.
On the southeast coast of England, 80-year-old Rose Clayson has made her home in a sleepy retirement community in Herne Bay.
55 years I've lived in Herne Bay. It's nice and fresh, people are friendly.
With her little dog Brandy, pensioner Rose thrives in the friendly environment.
I live in a semi-detached bungalow with a lovely garden, and everywhere you go, it's good morning, good afternoon. I just like it. We have bingo on Mondays, and Wednesdays is carpet bowls. We have a fish and chip lunch once a month, and we have a coffee morning once a month.
And Rose was delighted when Armando Martins moved in 4 years ago. It looked like he was going to fit right in with the community.
We call him Martin. He asked us all to call him Martin. He came across as a very pleasant gentleman. His little dog and my little dog, and they got on well, and I thought, we've got a good neighbour.
Originally from Angola, Martin has lived in Kent for nearly 30 years.
When I come to view this place here, straight away I fell in love with this because it's so quiet, it's nice and green, no noises, very nice. And I just thought this was a place for me.
And Martin soon made friends with his neighbour Rose.
I was friendly with her because, you know, you have to live with your neighbours, otherwise life will be hell.
But 2 months after moving in, Martin started doing something in his back garden, and life in the retirement community was about to change.
He started digging the trees out. Then he started digging the garden. Then he dug up the paving stones. And I said, Martin, what's going on?
That's my aerial in here. Okay, Roger, Yankee Lima 2, Charlie Bravo is Mike 0, Papa Alpha, Mike returning.
Rose was about to discover that her new neighbour Martin liked to spend his days communicating with people all over the world.
As well as the family, okay? And nice to talk to you. 73 so long, and we'll catch you down the loft. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, 73. This is my radius. I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 radius.
The 75-year-old has been an amateur radio enthusiast for more than 50 years.
I really live for this hobby because this is my passion since I was a little nipper, and I just carry it with me all the time. All radio amateurs have to have aerials enough to get the signal out, you know. The higher, the better.
I more or less accepted that the mast was going up because he showed me papers very quickly, handfuls, that he had got full permission. How would anybody like that in their back garden? I think it's horrible.
News about Martin's 10-metre mast quickly spread through the retirement community, soon reaching long-term resident Carol Barfoot.
Oh, that aerial is just a monstrosity. It's ugly. It's a carbuncle.
Carol is not only a close friend of Martin's neighbour Rose, but also chairperson of the local residents group.
I speak for the people here. If they've got a problem or they don't understand what's going on, they come to me and I pass it on to the council. Obviously, because of the close proximity of the aerial to the bungalows, we started having problems with our televisions.
It's a lot of cobblers.
But the residents were convinced that Martin's mast was affecting their television reception and reported him to broadcast regulator Ofcom.
I saw the engineers of Ofcom arriving from my kitchen window. So they come in, they put some test equipment in here, checking my radius, and they could see was no interference whatsoever coming out of my radius. They were here for 3.5 hours, testing my equipment. They could not find nothing.
Martin put the complaint behind him, determined to continue enjoying his hobby. But his next move was to rile his neighbours even more.
That tree over there had a branch coming this side, and they would not allow me for the aerial to come all the way down. So I asked the neighbour if it was okay for the branch to be cut, and he gave me permission.
Even though the trees were on private land, the residents were shocked by Martin's plan and decided it was time for action.
He was cutting the trees, and I called Carol.
So I came over, and there was 2 people up, cutting all the branches off. And I asked why they were doing it.
And the neighbours say, we gave him permission to cut.
I got a mouthful of abuse from Mr. Martins and was told, not so politely, what to do with myself.
And then I said, Carol, put your nose on your bum and smell it.
I just turned round and I said, and this is supposed to be a gentleman.
And then she pointed back to me, saying, you'll see what I can do to you. I felt like, why is this woman, who can't even see my antenna from her flat, is interfering with me?
For many residents, the issues with the aerial were about to take a darker turn.
Since he's been here, there's been 7 cancer cases and 3 have died, all within an area of where his mast is.